remember one day just watching the Cincinnati Reds. Number 21 was coming to the plate, long socks, and I was like, man, I like this guy, man. Sean Casey.
You like my look. You like my look.
I love that. How you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great.
So winter meetings, right? The big news came out yesterday. Juan Soto.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that deal? And just in your lifetime, did you ever envision a player getting that much money?
I don't think so. I think when we saw Shohei get $700 million last year, we all thought, okay, this is a unicorn, once in a lifetime. Guy's one of the best pitchers and hitters in the game. So you're like, okay, you could justify that. Now when you see Juan Soto getting $765, I don't think anyone thought it. We would see that. But I think they're both once generational players. They're guys that are, just kind of that next level, make everybody better around you. We saw what Juan Soto did to that Yankee lineup last year, although he did have Aaron Judge hitting third.
Yes.
So that helps too. It's a great get for Stevie Cohen and the Mets fans, and it's exciting for baseball.
I love it. So obviously, you talked about having a guy in front of him like an Aaron Judge that was an MVP type guy. I want to talk about a certain guy that you played with, number 30. Well, he went to number 3, of course.
Oh,
Ken Griffey Jr. When he signed with the Reds, can you talk about that and just everybody knows what he was and what he meant to and what he still means to baseball. Just when you realized he was a teammate of yours, what did you think about that?
Well, I remember hearing that he was coming our way. It was kind of some rumblings, and I really couldn't believe it at the time. Like, wow, we're going to get Junior, who was at the time Michael Jordan of baseball. I mean, he was the best player in the game. And I really believe 150 plus years of baseball, there's never been a sweeter swing than Ken Griffey Jr. So having the chance to play with Junior for 6 years was one of the biggest thrills of my career. Just a great guy, awesome teammate, and was just fun to watch. I became a fan when you watch him in the box.
I love that. So you're a Cincinnati Red player, great as well. If you did a Mount Rushmore, it's on the spot because I get everybody with this, and I know this is going to be difficult. I think there's an automatic. I think there may be 2 automatics. You play with one of them, I'm going to say, but if you could do 4 Cincinnati Reds on the mountaintop for the Mount Rushmore. 4 your Cincinnati Reds.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
And if you want my help, I think I can.
Well, you know what's incredible? When I'm in the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame, and sometimes I look around and I go, wow, there's a lot of Cooperstown people here.
Yeah.
You know, there's the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Famers, then there's the Johnny Bench and the Joe Morgans. And so, I mean, it is tough to do the Mount Rushmore, but I'm gonna throw it out there. I gotta go with Barry Larkin just because he was one of my dear friends, but a guy that I played my whole career with there in Cincinnati. I got to see it firsthand, just how special he is and how special his career was. I'm out to Johnny Bench.
Okay.
Probably on the Mount Rushmore of baseball for his catchers.
Oh, that's a lot of catchers.
The number 1 catcher, maybe Mount Rushmore baseball. And then you got to go with Pete Rose.
Oh,
right. You got to go with Pete Rose.
Yeah.
And then this is where what do you do? I mean, do you go Frank Robinson? Do you go Ted Kluszewski? Do you go Joe Morgan? Do you go Tony Perez? I mean, seriously, come on. That's how great. Seriously, that's how great. I'm so grateful I played with Cincinnati Reds because that's how incredible this organization is that we're just rattling off those names.
That was easy. So you just said the Big Red Machine, right?
Right, the Big Red Machine.
There you go. That's
Don Gullett, Ken Griffey Sr., Cesar Geronimo.
Okay.
Concepcion.
I like that. Okay, so we're going to use the port as the Big Red Machine. I like that. I like that. That's a good one, actually. You being a first baseman, and this is also the Mount Rushmore question. A lot of great first basemen you've seen, even some guys today, right? But if you did your 4 of just being a first baseman, being able to watch guys, who are the 4 that you would put?
That I would put?
Yeah.
If I go back, am I going back to little Sean Casey?
Go to
childhood Sean Casey?
Who's the guy that made you want to play first base?
Will Clark.
Oh, Will the Thrill.
Will the Thrill was the guy that wanted me to play. I wanted to play first base just because I loved the way he played the game. I loved his intensity. Mark Grace.
Ooh, Cub Grace.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just such a good hitter. I love the way I kind of like these. I kind of morphed into these guys as like my skills, doubles and some homer, driving and runs, middle of the order guy, and then Donnie Baseball. Mattingly was just. I mean, had his poster on my. Was just one of the. Greatest to ever play the game, and God, there's so many other guys. John Olerud was a guy that I really loved too.
Blue Jay great. There you go.
Blue Jay great. But and listen, they're all left-handed hitting first baseman, and that's kind of who I was. So those are the guys I kind of really admired. But a guy like Jeff Bagwell, was just such a great player. Albert Pujols, there's so many. Jim Thome. Jim Thome's probably got to be, if there was a Mount Rushmore.
Most underrated guy.
Jim Thome, just one of the greatest human beings. But 612 home runs. You don't get a statue in Cleveland because you were a pushover, you know?
I like that. I like that. So we build the perfect first baseman. We're going to build one. Let's start off with the look. Who is the guy that, if you had to build the superhuman first baseman, who is the guy that played first base that you want that look to be the first baseman?
You know what? When I do think of first baseman, I think of like a guy like Jim Thome. Jim Thome, that big guy. Yeah. You know, when he comes up, he's a game-changing bat. Can jump you right away. Can change the game. But he could also hit. I think Jim in his best years was a 280, 300 hitter. Was a line-to-line guy. When he went to left center with his power, he was really, that's when he was at his best. So I think if I'm thinking about hardy first baseman, country boys, Jim Thome comes to mind.
Okay, glove or defense?
Don Mattingly.
Okay,
JT Snow.
Okay. One of the
greatest first basemen ever to play the game. You're talking about picking it. Keith Hernandez revolutionized the game over there at first base. I mean, literally, almost felt like when he was over there at first, his metrics, defensive metrics, were almost like he was like a shortstop.
Wow. Okay. And most importantly, bat. That means contact, power, everything that goes along with it.
Will Clark. I love the thrill, dude. I love the thrill. He's in my heart. He was a career 300 hitter. He hit for a lot of power, drove in a lot of runs, and he was a big game player.
By the way, Pacific Stock Exchange. A lot of people don't know about that. That was a great time in baseball, by the way.
Yes.
I love that. All right, last question, man. I ask players about this because our generation, we never had a Babe Ruth, right? One of the greatest to ever do it. But then this guy named Shohei Ohtani pops up in baseball.
Right.
And I never dreamed of seeing a guy that could do both. And I'm pretty sure there's guys that could do it, but we're actually seeing it.
Right.
What are your thoughts about that? And he got his first championship, and I think that puts him at a whole different stratosphere as well. But when you look at a guy like Shohei Ohtani and what he's doing, and do you think there's a possibility as well that we may have another two-way guy?
Do I think we'll have another two-way guy? Yes, I do. I think he's opened up that door. I actually thought Paul Skeens could have done it. I mean, Paul Skeens was an unbelievable catcher at Air Force Academy, went into LSU and just became a pitcher. But they do say if he'd have kept hitting, he would have been a third-round pick probably as a hitter. I actually think Skeens could have done it, but obviously they're not going to let him do it. I think we will definitely see that. I don't know if we'll ever see a player like Shohei Ohtani. I just don't know, because the guy he's a top 5 pitcher in baseball, and he's one of the top 5 hitter in baseball. You got to be kidding me. You know what I mean?
I love it. Well, everyone, you know what to do. When he's on TV, he's giving knowledge. He's giving us all the grace. Sean Casey.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.